Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback. It comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And his first look is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hodges. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating there.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This is taken in by Chad Williams. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Cook. Whoosh. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there out of Cook. 65 yards on the ground. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Lucky 48. Liz 50, here we go. Black.
And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. Rhino!
It's Cousins on the sneak. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, their D-line surge leading to 4th. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off the decision to go for it, 1st and goal. So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game.
Rhino! Bingo!
They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here, back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Hey, Oscar! 300.
They'll run for it with Cook. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Hey, yellow. Wide. Where's your hard? Lucky 50.
Now they'll run. Murray. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gold.
Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it.
They go play action here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Flushed out right and avoids the contact by sliding. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Now they try the right side here. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bad.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
Let's go.
But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
4 down, check, 4 down. Line out.
Second down, Cousins. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Dante Fowler in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And got his man complete. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen. 68 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the red zone now, Cousins. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Nazir Jones in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down. And they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down. But guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. Here's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Now a handoff looking right. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Yellow. Listen to me. Listen to me.
They start the drive with Cook. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And the Seahawks have recovered.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. First down, Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Wilson now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, Wilson. And this is complete. It's Marshall. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. And they'll run it here. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down right around the 16. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And Janikowski bangs it through, and they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Cousins finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now Cook. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Yellow.
A first down throw for Cousins. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now it's Lockett. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. It's caught. Baldwin. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing is Wilson. Looking for Marshall, but it's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He was trying to hit his big receiver, Brandon Marshall.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
On first down, Murray. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Cousins. Open man is stealing. It's complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
First down, here's Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game.
And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph from 6 yards away. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Santos with the extra point, and that gives them a 3-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Wilson, throw left side, complete. That's Baldwin. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw is Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Yellow, yellow. Right in there. Yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow. Rhino, Rhino.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, Cousins throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He got 29 yards that time. Cousins now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Black, black. Under 10, under 10, 10. Liz 50.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 13 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Throwing, Cousins. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker.
All right, now here we go.
Cousins on first down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Open space inside the 10. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 23 yards on the play.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Cousins on the keeper. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. On
second and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
Two. 300. Kill.
He's going to get it running right. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go.
Let's go. Lucky 50.
Here is Cook on third and goal. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on fourth and goal. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
On first down, Wilson. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Emerson Griffin in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
Shotgun.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep. Back up. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play on third down for the Seahawks. 41 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in. and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson, being chased out left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Play action. It's Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Daniil Hunter. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And that's caught at the 25. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks are within the extra point of taking the lead. And now the kick is blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And out now come the Vikings. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Cousins now to throw on first down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Dante Fowler in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
I like what they did there, still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
The Vikings on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Wilson finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. This is where you learn a lot about rookie quarterbacks. How can they run that 2-minute drill? We're about to find out.
Yeah, and for them, it's not just proving it to guys like you and me watching the game and trying to beat a defense. It's proving it to their teammates that they can have the confidence in them when they line up in these situations.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing now is Wilson. And he finds Daniels. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Ben Gideon in on the stop. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout, as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Wilson to throw. And he'll go down at the 28. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Nice solid game there, partner, but the clock is starting to become his enemy.
Absolutely. Every second right now, more and more precious as it ticks. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. And the now 40-year-old veteran able to put this one through. And they'll be celebrating in Pioneer Square tonight. The Seahawks